I'm Sheriff Donnie Edfield with Jackson County Sheriff's Office. To my right is Captain Pelfrey, the captain over the CID Division, Criminal Investigative Division, and to my left is Sergeant Ronnie Furness, the commander of the Jackson County Drug Task Force. In early December of 2020, investigators with the Jackson County Drug Task Force initiated an investigation into a large-scale drug trafficking organization that was orchestrated by Jadrian LaQuinn Gilbert. The investigation led to an arrest warrant and a search warrant on Mr. Gilbert's residence. Upon the execution by the task force of the search warrant of Mr. Gilbert's residence, an additional felony charges were added. Mr. Gilbert was not home at the time the search warrant was issued. Okay? As a result of the search warrant, Mr. Gilbert now has 2 active felony warrants and on a number of drug-related charges. The U.S. Marshals Task Force adopted Mr. Gilbert's case, and there is an active search for Mr. Gilbert at this time. On January 6th, 2021, investigators with the Jackson County Drug Task Force, along with the U.S. Marshals Fugitive Task Force, found themselves in a cypress community on East Jackson County in an attempt to locate Mr. Gilbert. They found themselves at the home of Jerian Avian Dudley. Mr. Dudley consented for investigators to come into his residence to ensure that Mr. Gilbert was not there. While inside the residence, our investigators were able to develop probable cause in order to obtain a search warrant for Mr. Dudley's residence. Once the search warrant was obtained by the investigators, the Jackson County Drug Task Force investigators were able to seize large quantities of ecstasy, cocaine, marijuana, hydrocodone, oxycodone, digital scales, firearms, ammunition, and approximately $26,000 in currency that we suspect is from drug sales. Mr. Dudley was arrested and charged with multiple drug charges, felon in possession of a firearm, and violation of state probation. Mr. Gilbert remains at large at this time. If anyone has knowledge of Mr. Gilbert's whereabouts, we encourage you to call the Jackson County Sheriff's Office at 850-482-9624 or Chipola Crime Stoppers at 850-526-5000. You do not have to give your name if you call. The men and women of the Jackson County Sheriff's Office, along with myself, will work tirelessly to eradicate the drugs from our communities. Thank you.
The charges specifically against Mr. Gilbert, I don't think we have those. Can you read those off to us?
There was a press release, yes ma'am. There's a press release that indicates Mr. Gilbert's charges. Correct, Mr. Furness?
That's correct.
No, that was for Mr. Dudley. I apologize, Mr. Dudley.
So those ones that were in the press release were just Mr. Dudley. Can you give us the charges against Mr. Gilbert?
Yes, we'll.
Yes, ma'am.
One of them includes the sale of controlled substance, being cocaine. The other being possession of cocaine, possession of methamphetamine, possession of ammunition by a convicted felon. And I believe that concludes the charges that we have on him currently.
Not the firearm possession, just the ammunition?
Just the ammunition, correct. And the possession of marijuana with intent to distribute. I apologize.
So the sale of controlled substance, cocaine, possession of controlled substance, cocaine, possession of meth, possession of ammunition by a convicted felon, and possession of marijuana with intent to distribute.
That's correct.
Thank you.
What's next in your search for Mr. Gilbert? What's the next step?
Obviously, you guys put this out, people will know that we're looking for him because we'd like to get him off the streets. So the Marshals Task Force and the Jackson County Drug Task Force, these guys are following up on any leads that come in as to his whereabouts.
Captain, what was your first name, please?
Jeremy.
And your agency is the Jackson County Sheriff's Office?
Correct.
Yes, ma'am. He's Criminal Investigations Division Captain, which supervises the Jackson County Drug Task Force.
Ronnie, F-U-R-N-I-S-S?
That's correct.
I-E or Y?
Aye.
Is, people see Mr. Gilbert, is there an advisory to the public about don't approach, just let us know?
Definitely do not approach. If anyone sees Mr. Gilbert, just call either the Jackson County Sheriff's Office at the 850-482-9624 or Chipola Crime Stoppers at 850-526-5000. You do not have to give your name, and we definitely do not advise you to approach. No, ma'am.
Do you know what his prior felonies were? Were they drug-related felonies?
We'll have to look into that and get back.
Okay, no more questions? That concludes today. Thank you guys for coming, and thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
Appreciate y'all.
Can I do an interview with you?
Mhm.
Thank you. Thank you. Of course, thank you.